What's happening, people? Welcome back to another episode of Red Divided. Myself, Tommy.
You got Eddie here.
And you got myself, Ham, aka Che Adams.
You know what? It's been that long, I can't remember who scored against us.
AKA James Rodriguez.
Everybody scores against us. I can't keep up, bro.
True, man.
And you know what? It's the players that ain't scored in time. When was the last time Che Adams scored? When was the last time Rodriguez scored? It's always us, man.
Yeah. So big up them man there.
It's always us.
I wanted to shout out Arsenal for something today, but I've forgotten what it is.
Bro, what do you want to shout out for, bro? What are we doing that's worse than what you're doing, bro?
I've forgotten. Well, when I remember.
Well, you want to talk about? You want to talk about the Super Bowl or something? Like you want to talk about?
No. That is what I wanted to talk
about. Yeah, I know. Of course.
I wanted to talk about. I wanted to say congratulations to all of you Arsenal fans. A win for them is a win for you.
Say no, bro. Take the money out of Arsenal, invest it into the team out there, LA Rams, move them from St. Louis to California, and then wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Win the Super Bowl.
Cool. All right. Firstly,
that might be a positive for us though, Ade, them winning the Super Bowl, bro. You might want to spend some money on us.
Yeah, that's true. That might be a positive. All right. Firstly, everyone, please, if you could please subscribe to our channel, like, and comment. That would be great. Cool. How we doing? Happy Valentine's Day, boys. What you guys do today? What, nothing special?
I don't believe in all of that nonsense.
What, no flowers, nothing?
Not this year.
Ham? Any other girls knock on your door today?
What girls, bro?
No, nothing.
Oh, bro. I'm a faithful singleton.
Okay, no worries then.
I am going out for dinner tomorrow, though. Keep that on the hush hush.
I like that. You don't want it to be on Valentine's Day. You don't want it to feel a bit too special. So you thought, you know what? I'll do it the day after.
That's gonna make a big difference. The only thing, the price will reduce by 15%.
So yeah.
All right, cool. All right, let's get straight to it, man. Obviously, start with Wild Boys. So we played. Was it 2 games since?
We played. You guys have played twice since.
So we played twice. Played Burnley, and we played Southampton. So I'll just get your thoughts on both games first, and then I'll go into what I thought of the game.
You know what? Yeah, throughout this week, I've had to shut myself into a quiet room and just think. You get me? Because I don't want to keep coming here and saying the same thing. I had to really sit down and dig deep into my soul to try and figure out what the situation is, because they're giving you enough to make you think, there's something here that could be possibly something. But then in the same hand, they're just slapping you. So they're giving you one hand. Then they're not taking away with the other hand. With the same hand they're giving you, they're slapping you backhand with the same hand.
They give you a backhand.
So it's a bit difficult. I'm seeing glimpses that I'm liking, but we are always just so vulnerable to giving away the lead. You go 1-0 up and you're never guaranteed. 3 games in a row, right? We've drawn 1-1.
Yeah.
After scoring first. And it's just the same thing. So teams just keep getting out at us. So you got Burnley at us, Southampton at us. It's hard. And obviously our defense is not top notch, right? Maguire has his qualities that make him a desirable centre back. But in this modern day football, he does struggle against the agile players and the mobile players. But ultimately, there must be a gap coming from midfield, being the same midfield problem that we've highlighted for a long while. So it's just miserable, right? You just support your team. I don't be getting upset. I'm disappointed, but I don't be getting upset. But yeah, it's hard times. But yeah, we need a striker for sure. We definitely need a striker. I think it was maybe 2 seasons ago when I used to complain that our goal scored was 20, 30 less than the rest of the top 4. So we haven't solved that. We've probably even gone backwards in that. We definitely need a midfielder. And just generally, we need to play football. So gone are the days where you just buy, right? You don't realistically, money still buys you success, but it's more than that now. It's more than that. Football, the technical aspect has gone a lot further. So you get teams that aren't fully star-studded that are beating the big teams. And that's because they're implementing good football. They're playing in ways that they need to. It might not work all the time, but football's becoming a big part of that. You're looking at, look at PSG. You accumulate stars like that, but most of the time they're not getting to Champions League finals. They're not winning the Champions League, right? Because ultimately, the people that they're playing might not even have bigger stars than them, but they're playing better football. Now United, we're thinking, oh yeah, we're spending 80 million, 70 million, all of that. We've got no identity. We've got no idea how we want to play football. We're not saying, okay, this is how we're playing football. We're going to buy players that are going to fill that gap or implement the way we want to play. We just buy players. And that's not going to take us anywhere. So ultimately, I accept what we are. Find another team. I'm going to find another team to support. Because not every day I'm going to be fine.
Sorry, Adi, I don't want to stop you because I'm enjoying this. But quickly, when you say you've accepted what we are, can you dive into that a bit more? So when you say accept what are you, in your opinion? What is United then? When you say you've accepted
before I'd have said we're a team in transition, but I just don't think we have any plan. So you can't be in transition when you don't have a plan, because a transition says you're going from one place.
What are you transitioning to?
Yeah. So we're just chilling. We're at the stop. It's lunch break. So unless they have some sort of structure or some sort of a plan, we are going to be that team that can probably finish between 4th and 8th until they have some level of direction. So yeah, I'm here for the ride. I've supported the Bums for 30 years now, so I might as well continue. But I am going to support whoever's going to win the championship every year. I'll support them as well. So and we'll see how it goes. There's still, obviously, the season's still going on. And the only thing that saves us is that the teams around us are doing nonsense as well. They're doing absolute nonsense. It's not a good look. It's not a good look on the Premier League as well. It's poor. It's just nonsense, basically. We might still finish fourth with how many points we got now?
I don't know.
20.
No, you ain't got 20 points. You ain't got 20. You're on 40 points. You're on 40 points.
We might finish fourth with 47 points the way this season's going. So, but yeah, we'll see. Champions League's coming back. We'll try and enjoy that while we're in it. It's a tough season, but just need Ronaldo to score 30 for the rest of the games.
Cool. Yeah. My take is quite slightly similar to yours. What I'll do, obviously, I'll just go into the actual games itself. In terms of the individual games, like Burnley, I thought we played well in the first half. We created a lot of chances. We missed a lot of chances, and I think it's a similar theme to the Southampton game. I think the only difference is Southampton created a lot more than Burnley. I think Burnley obviously they scored that equaliser in the second half, and then obviously they were more than happy to take the draw. But at the same time, while we were going for the game, they were still getting opportunities, obviously in the other end. We definitely need a new striker. I agree with you with that. In terms of the middle of the park, I must say Pogba's return has made a difference in a sense that we are looking after the ball a lot better. Usually, our attackers are always chasing back because Fred or McTominay are losing the ball quite easily. He looks after the ball a lot better, and we obviously know the quality that Pogba's got on the ball. So he's and I think in terms of us creating a lot more chances, and I think he's a major reason for that. But McTominay, Southampton game is all right, but in the Burnley game, he loses the ball far too much. It's ridiculous. I feel like he needs to make up his mind. If you're gonna get involved in an attacking game, you can't lose the ball. Do you know what I mean? Do the simple stuff. You can't lose the ball. Otherwise, just try and mop up, stay behind Pogba, and don't get involved in the attacking play. He loses the ball far too much.
Because if you lose it, there should be no one behind you.
Exactly. So. My point exactly. So and I'm not sure he knows what his game is. I honestly don't think he knows. And which obviously showed the lack of plan in the overall coaching team, right? Because I don't think McTominay knows what he does. I don't think he's given any instructions when you go on the pitch. To be honest, he just thought, I'm going to play that box to box midfield area. But if you're playing with Pogba, one of you got to have a discussion. One of you's got to hold. I mean, you obviously don't expect Pogba to hold because we know what Pogba is like when he's tackling. So you were assuming McTominay.
I've been impressed with Pogba. I've seen him back in the 18-yard box quite a few times since he came back.
Yeah, and I must say, but I think the chances that we are creating in terms of our overall play, I know we're not able to sustain it for 90 minutes. I think is mainly because of Pogba. As I said, the middle of the park is very important. There's no point of your midfielders losing the ball. And if you got to protect the ball in the middle of the park, I think that's what Pogba's done for us. Defensively, it's such a shame because I look at Varane, I feel like Varane looks like his old self in the last couple of games. But the guy he's playing with is having a mare. Like he's having a nightmare, having a guy. Luke Shaw is as if Luke Shaw plays a good 45 minutes. And the next 45 minutes is a total shambles too. That left-hand side is a total shambles. Like Luke Shaw, I'll give Luke Shaw the first 45 minutes, but the second half, what I've seen in the Burnley game and the Southampton game, second half, he's a total night. Like he was
as if he had planned a jam during lunch.
I honestly don't know. As you said, with Harry Maguire, like we know what his quality is. He's good on the ball. Yeah, I'm not saying exceptional in the air. He's good in the air. I think he's actually exceptional on the ball, to be honest with you. He's good in the air, but his agility is poor. And in this day and age, with the players that you got going against you, like it's not going to help you if you're like a fridge. Basically, that is not going to help. And what doesn't help is the central midfield area. Like, if you have a defender like that, he needs protection from the midfield area, and we're not getting that. Our games are open. It's end to end. That's how ridiculous it is. And then the thing is like mainly in the second half, the games are end to end. Like first half, I saw us we enforced a bit of dominance in the first half with both games, but second half is end to end, and the chances is ridiculous. We're missing so much chances. It's unreal, and it's all of them. And then now when we're getting the better of like Sancho, the rest we can't win games. Like Sancho's played exceptionally well the last 2 games. So it's just like I don't know. Look, obviously in terms of like the deeper issue, I honestly don't know, man. I can't tell you what the issue is at United. Bro. I honestly can't tell you because I just feel like we're cursed. We do one thing right, we do the other wrong. Like it's a total shambles. I don't know where we're gonna end up at the end of this season. I think, as you say, our only saving grace is the fact that everybody else are not doing great. Everybody else, like every time any other team has an opportunity to seize a moment, they don't do it. So yeah, that's it really. Like it's a shambles, man. We just need to in the summer we just need to start again. And I'm 100% with what you say, Ade. I think just spending money is not enough anymore. You need to like just style of play, and if you're gonna spend money, just create a style of play and have players that can fit within that style of play, and that's what get the best players in the world that you feel like that can fit in that style of play. And that way,
I feel as if you say best players in the world. I don't think that's needed. Like that's how bad I think it is. I think that so we crown who's going to be the next star and all of that stuff, right? It's us that do it. We see a player, the media hypes the player up, and we proclaim that player to be the next star. But there are players with the same attributes, probably lower down the leagues or in different countries that don't get scouted necessarily, that can do equally as good a job.
No.
When Klopp was in Dortmund back in the day with all them, what was his name, Blaskowski, that used to play on the right, he didn't have the best players. but he had the players that could implement the gameplay, and they could compete at the top level.
But in terms of that, in order to sustain it for a long period of time, you have to have the best players. I'm not saying go out and go splash. I mean, like, let your scouting team work. But with like the Man City, you have to sustain it for a long period of time. You have to, like, it's all right getting those players that can do a job, that can implement whatever like philosophy you want within like a short period of time. But everybody else is going to be improving around you, and everyone else, they're going to, like, whatever philosophy they're going to, like, for Man City, for example, is a perfect example. Like, they are getting the best players in the world to play in a system that can't fail them.
Oh yeah, as
long as they keep buying the best in the world, obviously I'm not saying they're splashing out every year. They're very smooth with their spending, like that. And I think with Man City, they're not desperate, and that's what helps them.
Yeah,
they're not
Man
desperate.
City's not our competition.
No, I'm not saying Man City's our competition. I'm just using them as an example.
No, I totally agree with you. Once you get to a certain level,
but what I'm saying
right now,
to sustain it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, right now it's all right getting.
Yeah, we need to start
to get us through it. But in order to sustain it, you have to get better quality players. And that's what it is. Like,
agree, but that's like 3-4 years down the line.
No, fair enough. And going to get the best players doesn't necessarily mean the best players are like 50, 60 million. Let your scouting team do work. Like, the best players in the world are not necessarily cost 70 or 80 million, whatever it is. If you do the right, if your scouting team are doing their job, you will pick up the gems. So, but yeah, at the moment we're just a mess, man. And you just gotta deal with what it is. Like, I haven't watched that much football, to be honest with you, but I have watched Man United games. The only games I've watched is Man United games. But yeah, man, we move on from United. Who we got? We got Brighton tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes. In other words, let's just move up to Arsenal quickly. So obviously you guys played one game against Wolves. So what's your thoughts on the game, Han?
Yeah, upset that you don't want me to comment on United.
No.
Tom was
sorry.
Like, no, go on.
No, I was like, yeah.
Go on.
I thought we was on this podcast to talk about each other's team.
You was quiet. Obviously, normally when you have a question, you say something. You was quiet in it, but yeah, go on.
No, I just agree with both of you. I was just enjoying it. I was just kicking back, enjoying what you're both having to say in it. But yeah, no, I'm joking, Tom. Anyway, I ain't really got much to say about it now because I can't really comment on something I didn't really watch. I just saw the highlights. I saw what Weghorst done to Maguire. That turn, the through ball to Rodriguez, the finish, beautiful. The Southampton game, same again. I saw the extended highlights of that, and that just looked like either team could have won. But then I think Southampton fully deserved the point for how brave they were playing away at Old Trafford, considering that they just beat Tottenham away and had less recovery time than you lot, I believe. So I think the performance they put in was good. And I think what was telling, I would love to hear what you guys have to say, was Ralph Hasenhüttl, I hope I pronounced his name right, when he said that the league, I don't think he said the league. I think he just said he knows that you know when you play United, they're good going forward, but they don't have the reverse gears. So basically they don't work hard enough when out of possession. So they're good going forward, but they can't get back enough. And I thought that was quite telling that a manager of opposition says that. And I just wanted to know whether or not you guys think that's a fair assessment of your team.
Now you got it right, Ham, because I was going to say that too. I just feel like even when we are running around, we're running around without purpose, in a sense. You know what I mean? It's just let me just run around so I can get back into position, so I don't get blamed for being lazy. Do you know what I'm saying? They look very lazy. I think Rashford looks like it. I was gonna say that, and funny enough, Pogba was working harder than a lot of them, and usually you won't get that from Pogba. I just don't know whether they've just given up themselves, because I think was it David De Gea that came out in the interview and they said, look, even us as players don't know what's going on. Like, we can't get to the bottom of like the issue. So it's like maybe they accepted the fact, you know what, like there's nothing, we can't revive the season, because they don't work hard enough, 100%. Like, because I've seen you watch other teams, you see how quick they cover ground, and then when they are using a lot of their energy, is with purpose. It's like Liverpool, for example. Like you see 4 players attacking one place to get a ball. I just see with us is just when we're only using the energy just to get back into like positions. Okay, cool. I'm back in position now. I'll let the right back do the work. Do you get what I'm saying? It just it doesn't mean as if it doesn't look as if they're using enough energy. And it's poor. Now I agree with that statement. I think it's a fair statement to make, to be honest with you, because I clocked onto it on Saturday. I clocked onto it. It's one of the things I actually wrote down, but I forgot to mention it. But it's a fair assessment.
Yes, I just wanted to know what you lot thought on that, but obviously you said that. And other than that, man, I ain't really got much to say about United, but I think we're all in the mud, innit? I've been saying it for years, we're all in the mud together. It's fine. The only thing I'm thinking now, and I don't know what you think, Ade and Tom, actually, you think both our sides, more so you guys, because if I'm being real, take my Arsenal hat off. It's just factual anyway. You're more successful than us, innit? You won more leagues and more stuff than us. So you are the biggest club in the country and have been for a long time, dominated the Premier League. But do you think that United are now like AC Milan? Remember when AC Milan were the top dogs in Italy, and now they're like sleeping giants? You think United are falling to that tag of sleeping giants because you haven't won a league for coming up to 9 years or something? Or when did you last win it? 20? Yeah,
10 years. Oh.
Yeah, and the Champions League for a while. And now it's almost like what Ralph said, and this is my last point. What Ralph said the other day is just telling it's beautiful for me as an Arsenal fan that's been getting ripped from United fans. Not saying it's you guys, but just United fans that always said, aha, look at you guys. You guys are playing for the top 4 trophy. And it's telling now that fast forward years, the manager who's in the seat at United now said, top 4 is what we need. That's what United want. So do you think your club falls into that bracket of, with the sleeping giants? So we might be sleeping for a long time.
Yeah, I think it's definite. I think where the issue comes is as fans, when we see a period of success, that's all we remember. Like, things move on. And that's just a reality of it. There are European champions that are not in the top leagues anymore. It does happen. Whether it's because they run out of money, they don't spend money well, or they just don't develop with the times. It does happen. So while we were becoming a bit worse and worse, people were always like, oh, we're still Man United. But that counts for nothing if you're not performing the way you should be performing. At the end of the day, it happened to AC Milan. Obviously, they're building a bit better now. We're seeing
It's taking them a while, though.
It's taking them a while. So unless you have like the capital, Italian teams don't have the capital like that. Inter, what led them to winning the league was money, and a lot of money. And in Italy, that's going to work. You get me? In France, that's going to work. In Spain and in England, you're going to have to spend a bit more and probably a bit more footballing to get you to the next level. But it is what we are. We're a sleeping giant. It might be another 10 years if we're realistic.
Being deadly honest, yeah.
Because there are enough good teams to keep us at arm's bay. That's just the truth of it.
No, that was my last point on United. But let's move on to positive news now. Arsenal.
Cool. All right, let's move on to Arsenal. What are you saying about the game against Wolves?
It was Wolves away. To be fair, I just want to say, I don't know if we got anyone that listened to us in Wolves, but your team's doing fucking great this season, bro. Considering that you've moved on from your old manager, who I thought was doing a great job at Wolves. Obviously, it's slowed down a bit, but Wolves are playing Europa League football. Wolverhampton Wanderers are playing Europa League football under Nuno Espirito Santo. So for them to move away from him and get this new manager, I don't know if you guys know about him, but I never knew about this manager before. And then they've changed their goalkeeper from Rui Patricio, who I thought was a really good goalkeeper, to this new guy, Jose Sarr. They still got Conor Cody at the back, who's slow as hell, but he's a good defender. They got Ruben Neves in the middle, who's a top midfielder with João Moutinho. And you're thinking they don't really add much more to their team with the new manager, yeah? And they're performing brilliantly. So I say that to say that going away to Wolves now and getting 3 points for any of us lot, it's a good win. It's a good win. Because they're up there with us. I looked at the table the other day and I thought, oh shit, they've replaced Leicester that we all thought would have been fighting for the top 4 with us. as like they're looking at the table now. There's nothing to say that he ain't going into training every day or the players ain't thinking, well, top four's up for grabs. Look at what's around us. Yeah. United are shit. West Ham's there. West Ham ain't much better than us, and Arsenal are there. Okay, Arsenal being probably the most consistent out of everyone in terms of, I think we've lost the fewest games. But so Wolves got a better defensive record than us. I think after the top three, then Wolves, I think it's us. So to go there and put in the performance we did, and we didn't really look in danger until we had the man sent off. And I'll touch on that incident. But it's a goal from our centre half, Gabriel, who's been one of our best players this year. And we look good. We look good. We weren't great. We didn't create a hatful of chances. But then, like I said, when it was 11-11, they didn't really do much to us either. And for me, that was good because we just saw what they done to Tottenham the other day. They've gone there and turned them over 2-0. And we've gone over there and not put in the best performance. We haven't played for the best part of 2.5 weeks. And we've put in a dogged performance is what I tweeted after. A dogged performance. Get out of there with what I felt we was hard done by the red card situation. And we've come out away with someone, like I said, Wolves, who is challenging with us and taking 3 points away from there. So that was good. That was good to see. And I think we got Brentford next at home. So we want to take points from them. Lacazette missing that chance going in through on goal. I don't know why Arteta had his head in his hands when he missed. Lacazette's going through on goal. I probably looked down at what I was eating. I probably looked at my phone when he was going in because I knew he wasn't going to score. So I didn't really, Lacazette's a 1-in-4 striker, maybe 1-in-3 at best. So he's going through on goal with there, and I'm just thinking, yeah, he's not going to score. And that for me is where I hang my hat on. I really want to get top 4 this year because it's really up for grabs. And the best part, I think the boys have done well this season for the best part of this season, give or take a few results. But if we don't get it, it's because we won't score enough goals. Because Lacazette's never going to be the answer.
Or you've got too many red cards.
Yeah, it could be that. It could be the ill discipline, but it will be the goals for me. It will be the lack of goals that will fire us to top 4. We had a striker that was getting 20 plus. I'd say, yeah, I think I'd nail us on to get top 4 now. I'd say it now. But because we're all in there, because West Ham don't have a number 9 that's going to get them better goals. Yeah. Harry Kane's having an awful season. I don't understand why the mainstream media isn't bringing it up, but he's England's number 9 and he's having an awful season. So Tottenham ain't got someone that's shooting them up. If he picks up form, they could easily get top 4. If he goes and gets 15 in the last 15 games, which Harry can do, he could shoot them up. United, Ronaldo's having his worst run in front of goal for fuck knows how long. And he doesn't even look like scoring now. So you guys don't have a striker. And Wolves have got Jimenez, but he ain't really been the same since he had his injury. So we're all fighting for top 4 because for my team, I can't speak for you lot. If we don't get top 4, I think it's because of that. I think it's because we won't score enough goals. And Saka, ESR, and Martinelli are trying their best, but they won't score enough. And then my last point on our game, and I want to know what you guys thought of it, was the red card. was the yellow and the yellow. Now, me personally, I'm fuming because I don't want to lose that game, innit? We're 1-0 up at that point. So I don't want that decision to hinder the result. So that's why I was fuming because of that. Because one, by the letter of the law, yes, he's committed 2 bookable offences. But he was never told or never cautioned about the first bookable offence. You see what I'm saying? So you as a player, you're playing the game of football. You know what you can get away with and what you can't get away with. So if I'm on a yellow, I don't push you in the back, Ade, when you're running through on goal. Because I know I'm going to get a second yellow. Because I know it's cynical. Yeah? But if I'm playing the game, Ade, and I'm running back to help Tommy, my right back out, and I'm running back, and I'm not on a yellow, I don't think I'm on a yellow. I push you in the back because I take the yellow for Tom. I take the yellow for the team. But if I don't know that I'm on a yellow, then of course he's going to do that. Martinelli, for me, doesn't push that guy in the back. I think it was Semedo, if he knows he's on a yellow. Because you saw when he made the tackle, he pushed him in the back. I knew he was taking a yellow and just turned around like, yeah, I'll take my yellow. And then Mike Oliver's gone, oh yeah, and I'm giving you a yellow for the push that I never told you that I was giving you a yellow for. So and what makes it worse is, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I've watched a lot of football. I've played a lot of football. I've never seen that before.
That's
normally this.
Go on,
Sorry,
finish.
This is my last point anyway. My thing is, Mike Oliver there. We watch a lot of football, and Mike doesn't need to make like Rio Ferdinand said it. Rio Ferdinand said it perfectly. I love Rio. Rio goes, as soon as they ask Rio about it, Rio goes, Mike Oliver just wanted to be in the newspaper the next day. Because all Mike's got to do is tell Martinelli that, listen, I saw the push over there. Yeah, that's not on. And give me a yellow for this one in the back. But any more, then you're going to get a second yellow. And that's all he has to do. He diffuses that situation straight away by having a word in Martinelli and say, listen, I saw that, blah, blah, blah. You're getting a yellow for this. Any more of that, and you're sent off. And I thought for me, yes, it's a letter with the law. But now I need to see that moving forward in every fucking football game, moving forward from now. Whether you know you're on a yellow or not, you can get 2 yellows. So for me, it's not that big of a deal now because we've got the 3 points and we've won. But I just feel like Mike Oliver set the precedent now. And now we have to see this moving forward. Because it's a fucking joke if you ask me. I just want to know what you guys thought on it.
I think the reason why you got it, the only reason why people think it's a joke, this is the first time we're seeing it. What? You said it yourself, bro. Like, he's done the first one. And you said it, yeah. He's done the first one. You know that's a bookable offense. And at the same time, you're now pushing a play that's about. It wasn't even through on goal, bro. Like, it's 2 bookable offenses. Why would you do it as a player? Why would you, if you know the first one's a bookable offense? Why would you do the second one?
Because he never got the yellow for the first one.
Because the ref was when we play on. Because
I know.
Players started to play on. If he stopped,
we make fouls in football games. We make fouls in football games where you know to your defender, so you might make more fouls than me and but the ref don't give you a yellow. So like, I got away with that one. I got away with that. So Martinelli might be thinking, I got away with that.
No, bro, he knows, but
you shouldn't play on that basis, right?
Exactly. He literally pushed the player when he was about to throw the ball, and he knew exactly what he was doing. There's no way he couldn't put it up. There's no way in your head that you can't think that's not a yellow card.
But we watch enough football to see referees not give players yellow cards for stuff that that's a yellow. That's a yellow, and the ref don't give him a yellow.
The only reason why
that's football, right? It's always going to happen.
That's the as I say.
So what Mike Oliver's done now is basically everything that we think is a yellow has to be a yellow then. Because refs don't do that.
No, it's not that. No,
that doesn't have to be the case.
I don't think that's not the case. I think the case is what you're trying to say is that if you have 2 consecutive booking offense within a play, then you've got to do it. I think that's the issue there.
Think that's the only thing. Yeah, that's the only thing there. To me that like flags.
If it's within a play, there's 2 bookable offenses, then yeah, we're always gonna get bookable offenses that ref are not gonna give.
Yeah.
Well, that's not gonna stop. That's not gonna stop at all. And I think,
and that's not the driver for this.
Well, we're never really gonna get like moments like this where there's 2 bookable offenses within a short space of like 20, 30 seconds. What was he thinking himself? Like, I know what you're saying. I agree with the fact that we've never seen it before. And this is why there's probably a talking point to it. What the player's got to take accountability there. Bro, you just push the player when he's about to throw on the ball, and then you run and push the player in the back again.
So if they didn't blow the whistle for that one, he would have gone again and fly kicked somebody and said, because they haven't given me a yellow.
And I did hear what you're saying that, okay, cool. If you got the first one, they would have never got the second. And maybe you would have thought.
Yeah, it's a knock-on effect.
But then, even if you've seen players that have yellows and still do stupid tackles like that all the time. So it's just like, I honestly, bro, I know like people made a lot of noise about it. Like, I know Rio went on about it too, but bro, I honestly didn't see why people were making noise, because I just thought it only makes sense.
I think by the letter of the law, like I said, if we're gonna play football like that, then there's gonna be 7 red cards a game. If we're gonna say everything by the letter of the law, because the first thing I thought of was, you know, when they say that you use common sense for certain things. I don't know if you guys would have watched the game anyway. Chelsea Liverpool away, Liverpool away. I don't know if you remember that day. It's like 10-15 seconds into the game. It's up in the air, and Mane strikes Aspilicueta in the face with something that's deemed as an elbow. But there was a lot of talk about it saying that it shouldn't have been a red because it was the start of the game.
But that's
early in the game.
I wouldn't say that.
Early in the game.
I wouldn't say that.
The point I want to make is a lot of refs wouldn't have sent him off for that because they're like, it is early. They don't want to do that. But letter of the law says if he's striking the face, it's a strike in the face. It's a red card.
Yeah,
it should have been a red card. He just didn't have the guts.
It's a symbol. Yeah, it's a symbol. Obviously, we don't get consistency from ref, but doesn't mean that because this is a one-off offense. I mean, one-off incident that it shouldn't be 2 bookable incidents. Yeah, like I heard what you're saying. Like we don't get you're absolutely right. You don't get consistency from ref. Like that Chelsea game is a straight red card. Like I think I've seen a lot of people saying it's a straight red card. Like, even like the pundits on that day were saying it was a straight red card.
I love Mane, but I had to, as soon as I saw it, I was just like,
yes, it was a grey area because some were saying it wasn't a full elbow, some were saying it wasn't a point at the elbow, some were saying it shouldn't have been a red, it should have been a red. My thing is the ref, whether it was a red or not, the ref wouldn't give it because it's 15 seconds into the game. So you could say he's using common sense, or you could say he's bottled it. Either way, he's kept 11 players on the pitch. Now, for me, I hear what you man are saying and whatnot, but I think Mike Oliver, who I deem our best referee, for me, he's put a stinker there because he could have easily had a word with Martinelli. I've watched a lot of football to see referees have words with players, and I'm thinking there's no need to have a word with him. Just give him a yellow. But refs give him the benefit of the doubt. Ref will give a player the benefit of the doubt. I
hear what you're saying, but we don't see many. And
I don't like the fact that the president is. I can't not know I'm on a yellow and then get 2 yellows, bro. I didn't even know I was on a yellow in the first place. Yes, okay, it's a definite yellow, but I was never given a yellow. I was never cautioned. Yeah, yeah. I was never cautioned.
Yeah, I think out of everything, that's the only part that made me, because I didn't watch the match, but obviously, I think Yemi brought it up in the group the next day, and I was like, okay, let me quickly go and see what happened. And I saw it, and I was like, okay, you know what? I've never seen this before, but there were 2 yellow cards.
100%. Yeah.
Yes. No. I think obviously I hear what you're saying, but I think the only reason why there's a lot of noise about it because we've never seen such a thing before. We've seen and I think why Martinelli's one is slightly different too is because there's 2 different incidents involving 2 different players. So, like, for example, where you might try to hack a player down and you don't get him the first time and the player keeps running on and then eventually you hack him down again. So if it's like the same player that he fouled wherever, fair enough, like one booking, but it's the fact there's 2 separate incidents. A player just tried to throw on a ball, you've pushed that player, and then in the next set incident, you push another player. So yeah, no, look, I hear what you're saying, Ham. I agree with that. We don't like the referees. Obviously, we speak about refs all the time. Refs are not consistent, and but by the letter of the law, yeah, I don't see why you can't give a red card. And sometimes I feel like I think we never spoke about it, but the United game when the penalty that the handball that I thought we should have got, but by the letter of the ball, letter of the law, they're saying it's not a handball. But clearly, when you see the replay, you can see the ball was going away from his body, and if his hand never touched that ball, the ball would have gone away from him. But they still gave the goal. But that's the letter of the law, right? So you just got to deal with it. I mean, it's hard to take sometimes, but the good thing is obviously it didn't affect Arsenal on the day because you still won the game. But obviously, you're going to miss it for the next match. But yeah,
exactly. But good luck to Mike Oliver, man, trying to referee these games. But I'm gonna be on him anyway, bro. I'm gonna be on him, bro. I'm watching all these decisions, bro.
Cool. Now I heard that.
Apart from that, like I said, other than that, there's a good there's another battling display, bro. I don't know how many times we've gone down to 10 men this season. I still not lost, bro. So I don't know. I don't know what Arteta's working with. I don't know what Arteta's doing in training, but bro, even some of my bridges that I very much hate Arteta. I chatted to my boy yesterday. They can't stand him. He's like, bro, I can't even lie to you. He's doing something right, bro. He's doing something right down there, bro.
I agree. It obviously shows that he's definitely working on something in training, bro, because like when you're going out to 10 men and you're still able to hold on, especially against like the opposition too, like Wolves are not exactly
nah, bro.
It's not a team like you want to be playing at the moment. So yeah, nah, I agree. Just one last bit in terms of like, I think you touched on this already. I'm not sure about you. Obviously, at the moment you put Arsenal as favourite to make top 4. Just things can change, but at the moment, with the games in hand you guys got, what you added, you disagree or do you?
I'll put them in pole position. In all honesty,
yeah.
Spurs ain't trying. I think I've always discounted Wolves and West Ham because ultimately I don't think they have it in them to make that top 4. Spurs aren't doing it. We're not doing it. Arsenal are doing their business. So yeah, I'd make them favourite.
Yeah, and I agree. I wouldn't disagree with that. Anything else we would like to add on Arsenal before we move on? Just touching around. I was going to just touch on all the other games and then see unless if there's anything else on Arsenal we need to touch on.
No, man, I'm good, man. All I know is that Benjamin better be getting to the next England squad, or me and Gareth are gonna throw blows, bro. Because anyhow he thinks that he's gonna pick Harry Maguire and Tyrone Mings ahead of Benjamin for the next England squad. Yeah. Me and him are gonna have to get into the boxing ring, bro.
Bowen's the only one that needs to be in that England squad. After that, I don't care.
Wait, Ade, are you telling me that Harry should be in ahead of Benjamin?
You know I don't respect Maguire, so that's not even a question.
Bro, they're turning Harry like a kebab. You know, like
bro,
that
you don't even need to ask me that question. I've never respected Harry in the first place, so I'm not even one to defend him.
Cool.
That's the last thing I wanted to say, bro. Get my boy in the squad now.
All right. Just quick. City like not too long on this. City solid performance. You guys watch it?
Yeah, bro. I don't be missing City games, but I missed this one. I just caught the highlights. But yeah, it's simple, man. Raheem Sterling, big him up each and every time. He doesn't get bigged up enough for me in the media, so big him up every time, bro. Cool. His numbers are ridiculous, bro.
All right, cool. All right, Palace game, the good and the bad of Zaha. Have you seen like the goal you scored and the penalty you missed?
Yeah, I
You're
talking about the game before this game, then, because they drew 0-0 with Brentford the other day.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, there's not worth talking about that. Let's focus on this. The 1-1. I'm talking about the 1-1 against who did they play? Is it Norwich? No, not Norwich.
Right.
Oh, sorry, I'm talking about your right hand. Yeah, right hand. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. We don't need to talk about that, bro. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Forget that.
The only talking point in that game was should he have had a penalty when Rico Henry, I don't know if you lot saw that, where he kind of gave Rico Henry the step over in the box. Then he had his hands on him, and then there was a lot of, actually I want to know what you guys thought about this. So match of the day, there was a lot of talk about it could have been a penalty, but then do you think that his reputation precedes him? So referee didn't give it because it's Wilfried Zaha. Because in my opinion, I think it's a pen. I think it's soft, but I think it's a pen. Because Wilf he puts his hands on Wilf and then tries to let go. And Wilf goes to the ground because he feels a contact. But then the ref don't give it. So do you think that's true? You think with Wilf, and a lot of players, referees think, it's Wilf, man, I'm not giving it.
I think it plays a part. It shouldn't, but I think it does play a part. At the end of the day, referees are human. Because even if you get like a player on the pitch constantly saying, oh, you're going against us, it's going to be at the back of your mind. You're going to be at the back of your mind. So you might not make a call that you should at a certain point in time. But I'm a very much let of the law. It is what it is. Because like when United were playing the other day, when they disallowed the goal, Varane's goal for Maguire standing offside and blocking him.
Maguire was
straight away. Him. Yeah, I was like, fair. I was like, that's the exact same thing that happened when we played against Aston Villa when, was it Ramsey that did it to Cavani or something?
Yeah.
I was like, that's it. There's no issue there. Move on. So, yeah, I'm very much led to the law, but without a doubt, referees are human. So they're going to make judgment calls based on emotion.
Unlucky Wolf.
Newcastle.
Everton were quality, though. Oh, you're talking about Newcastle?
No, go with Everton. I was going to talk about Frank. Obviously, they've got the win now in the Premier League. Is this his first win in the Premier League, right? Because his first win was in the FA Cup. Yeah. What's your thoughts on the game?
It's Leeds, isn't it, man? So there's not really much to say, man. It's Leeds. Leeds will allow you to play. Leeds are like a boxer that lets you punch him up, but he thinks that because he's got a right hand, he can lay it on you at any given time.
Yeah.
But he will allow you to keep punching him, though. And that's Leeds. Leeds will allow you to keep coming at them because they think that they'll score on the other end. So I think for Everton, it was nice, comfortable. It was good to see Donny play well. Obviously, I didn't watch the whole 90, but from the highlights, it was good to see. Finally, my boy is free, can play some football.
Free. Give us free.
He can actually play some football. So that was good.
All right, Newcastle, Trippier scored again. So we're saying they're safe now.
Yeah, they've been safe for a while, but he's broken his foot though, but they're still safe.
Okay, cool.
No more Trippier for a few weeks.
All right. Liverpool, do you think they can catch up to the City, or do you just think that they're winning games for winning games' sake?
The title's over, bro. They ain't catching my second team. They ain't catching Man City for shit, bro. I don't give a damn if they win their game in hand and there's 6 points. Then they got to come to the Etihad and win there. And then I don't think that game at Etihad is till like 6 games to go anyway. So that might be game week 32. And by that time, City might have won another 7 on the bounce or something. And you're expecting Liverpool to not lose. So for me, there is no title race. It's over. City have won it. And now City can just focus on the Champions League and go and win that.
Brighton, quick. Let's touch on Brighton quickly. So obviously Brighton is doing well now. The one again, top half of the league. What's your general expectation for them now? Are they until the end of the season?
I think they just keep doing what they're doing. In all honesty, I'm not expecting magic for them, right? They're playing good football, but they still don't have. I'll say the top 8's too much for them.
Okay.
Just simply because people have better players, but can also play football. Right? Brighton are doing a fantastic job. If they had a better striker, Mopé's still chipping in with the goals, but if they had a better striker, it would be interesting. It would be interesting. I expect them to finish between 7th and 10th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. Then hopefully they can press on. I don't expect Potter to be there for too long. I think there is a ceiling with what they can do, and he's going to have to go and test himself somewhere else.
Cool. Huh? What are you saying, Ryan?
Yeah, I'm looking at the table now.
So they're
and
ninth at the
seeing
moment.
seeing them ninth makes me think that that's exactly where they should finish this season. Maybe even 8th, above Tottenham, who are fucking shit. You know what I think of Tottenham. But yeah, so yeah, I'm liking that. I'm liking that they're there because I'm liking that Graham Potter is being rewarded. It's not just like they're 13th, but they're playing good football. They're actually 9th. Yeah. Playing good football, getting good results. So yeah, I love that for them. I love that for them. And they're a lovely watch. They're a lovely watch. They're a lovely watch. And yes, please sell us Zouma or Lamptey, preferably both. That would make my summer. Yeah.
Cool.
And also I would take Graham Potter. I mean Mikel is doing a good job, but I would take Graham. I'll take Graham.
All right, cool. Just lastly on the run-up games,
Quickly, sorry, T. One more thing on Brighton. Their left back, Cucurella, 23-year-old Spaniard. Boy, can that boy play, bro? Boy, can he play?
Engine on him.
And you see, that's the point, Adi. I think obviously you and Tom are going back and forth with United and like best player, not best player, scout this. That's what you want. You want your team. You want the Sky team to go and do their fucking job. Yeah. Go and find me a diamond in the rough that's playing in the B team for someone or playing on the under 23 for someone that you think can improve what we have here. So Graham Potter has a style of football at Brighton and they have a recruitment team and he's probably relayed to them what he's looking for. And they've literally given him what he's looking for and more in him. I think Graham was the one that spotted Lamptey and he's now got Lamptey's clone at left back. So yeah, it's perfect, man. So yeah, good luck to them, man. And yeah, like I said, I hope they finish 8th. I hope Tottenham finish 9th.
Oh, all right. So we lastly touched on the Leicester and West Ham game. I'm not going to go into Spurs because obviously Hammers has rinsed them a few times.
I got to go into Spurs. I got to go into Spurs because my bridging won't respond back to my messages. So we'll come on to that.
No, go Spurs then. Go Spurs first then go.
Well, I mean, how long have we got? Because we
don't have long, so you only literally have like a minute or so on them. So you don't have long on them.
A minute is not long enough to tell how abysmal this football club is. And I ask this every week and I still don't have an answer to this question. Why does that football club exist? What do they exist for? To play good football? No. To win trophies? No. So what do they exist for? How are they getting turned over by Southampton at home 3-2 and they're getting turned over by Wolves comfortably 2-0? They got Antonio Conte in there. He's supposed to be one of the best managers in the world. Got Harry Kane up there. Ain't he supposed to be the best striker in the Premier League? Ain't he? By the numbers and everything.
They're trying to say in the world. Some people argue in the world.
Some people think he's number 2 to Lewandowski. They've got Heung-min Son out there. They are 8th in the Premiership. Okay, they are fucking abysmal. I watched them play on the ball, off the ball. They're fucking horrible. Yeah, I could go in longer, but Tom said I've only got a minute to rip you guys. So please, Ethan and my other brother, I won't say your name. Can you guys please open your DMs And please respond to my WhatsApp when I ask you what's going on with your football club. Because these lot go into hiding every week, bro. The team's fucking shit, bro. I don't know why. I don't even just give their place in the Premiership to someone that might even try and do something. They just exist. They don't do nothing. Fuck, man.
Cool. All right. Lastly, Leicester and West Ham. What are we saying?
Go on, Ade.
Yeah, to be honest, it's probably what I thought the game was going to turn out to be.
Yeah.
Like, West Ham are the better team, but Leicester have to salvage some level of pride and try and pick up points where they can. The man Bowen is on fire. That boy deserves his call up in whatever situation he needs.
1000%.
He needs to play for England. It's only right. He's delivering week in, week out. So yeah, expecting to see him. Expected to leave Rashford at home.
Yeah. Cool. We'll touch on England next time, innit? Because I've got good questions on like Gareth, because but I don't want us to go too much into it, because what he's tend to keep like same pretty much like similar teams throughout his like tenure in the job now. Do you think, because a lot of those players now are in poor form, do you think he's going to change the team drastically? We don't have to go deep into it, because this is the first time a lot of those players are probably been like such form before. Majority of the times, that even if they're not like at their best, they're still doing enough. Do you think that team is going to change drastically?
No, not drastically. Not drastically. I think same again. I think it'll just be what, one or two positions. Who's not really informed though that you'll take out, because he's not going to drop Harry. So that's Harry's going to get picked every time.
Yeah.
I think the only
Both
people
of the Harrys.
I think the only people that he won't pick because of form might be Grealish and Rashford. And then instead of Grealish and Rashford, you bring in, I don't know, Jared Bowen, and I can't think of anyone else that you'd bring in.
Phillips hasn't played to.
Yeah, but then you've got James Ward-Prowse, so he'll stick with James Ward-Prowse.
Yeah, so I'm saying. Who else is
so that's
there?
what I'm saying. So I don't think they'll be.
Left back. The left backs haven't been no good at all this season. Then who else is there?
I think he'll be back in time. What's his name? Chelsea left back. What's his name?
Chilwell.
Chile.
He'll be.
You think Chile will be back? When's our next game? Next month, isn't it? Next internationals.
Oh, not for this one, but he'll be back like soonish.
Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, we'll leave that anyway. We'll talk about him another time. Just quickly on the like.
But what do you think about Jared Bowen being picked for England, though, Tom? Do you agree? Don't agree?
I don't know, man. It's like, obviously you can't deny the form he's been on, but are we just if he's rewarding him based on the form, then fair enough. Like, let him get in the squad. But I think with Gareth, one thing I always resonate Gareth's England tenure with is it Jurgen Low, the German manager. Whereas he likes to stick with the same team. He doesn't like changing it much. Every now and then he might reward players, but when if I only put him in there if you feel like you see a future with him in England. If you just want to give him a cap, then give him a cap. But if you don't see a future with him as an England player, like you don't see him getting more than 10, 15 caps, then there's no point for me, to be honest with you. Like
you take whoever's playing best, right? Like if someone's in form, you take the players that are likely to help you win games.
Yeah, no, I'm not disagreeing with that, but I just at the same time, I think it's planning for a World Cup, and the players that you want to bring in is players that you feel like will be there around the World Cup time. Yeah, give them a try to get experience, just in case like the players that you do have in mind are injured or something around the World Cup time. So yeah. But I think we touched on this before. I think a lot of players just get England caps for the fun of it. But I'm not saying
I agree, but he's been on fire.
Yeah, but I know it has. But I'm just saying, in the long run, do you see him consistently getting into that squad? If you see him getting consistently into that squad, I'm not against him rewarding him for his form. I'm not against that.
Yeah, I just can't argue taking some of the others ahead of him. Like. What's left?
If you think about the two players that that will start, Raheem Sterling and Saka, they're going there. Who else is after Raheem and Saka?
We've got Sancho, Rashford, Foden,
Grealish.
Grealish.
Foden will go. Yeah, like as I said, in terms of like the rest, the form has been poor. Like Sancho hasn't been great. Obviously, he's picked up in the last couple of games. Rashford has been probably the worst out of the batch, to be honest with you. And what Grealish hasn't been great. Then he's probably going to give him a chance. I don't see why I give him a chance, but I just feel like he's just going to get a reward for his current form, which I'm not against. Like, yeah, reward the guy. But in terms of like, do I see him? Don't get me wrong. It might be because he might continue with this form. If he does, then great. Like he's going to continuously get into the England squad. But do I see him like as a regular pick for England? I don't see it at the moment. But within the last 5-10 games, it's been great. Yeah,
and I think Jarrod Bowen definitely. If you're looking at who we've got a World Cup in like 8-9 months, it's in October, right?
Yeah.
And for me, Jarrod Bowen has been really good last season. Good last season, good last season, and been really good this season. And you have Marcus Rashford, who's done pony for maybe a year. And part of Rashford being pony is because he had the shoulder injury. So, and we shouldn't have taken him to the Euros anyway, but we did. And he was pony then, and he's been pony since then. Jack ain't done shit since he's gone to City. So that's 2 players. The good thing I like about Jarrod Bowen is like he's England trajectory, or if he does get picked for England, he's like the biggest outsider. Because if you asked us 6 months ago, we probably would have said, yeah, Harvey Barnes. We would have taken Harvey Barnes. We would have said if them not dropped off, we would have taken Harvey Barnes. But then Jarrod Bowen's having a much better season than Harvey Barnes. Is he a better player than Harvey Barnes? He's showing he's a better player than Harvey Barnes. So I believe in football, show me, tell me, innit? And that's what Jarrod Bowen's doing. And I will have no problems if you take Jarrod Bowen to the World Cup.
He's leading the team. He's leading the team. He is the person driving West Ham. Okay, apart from Rice, but as an attacking player, he's the go-to man.
Yeah, look, as I say, if you're going to reward them, but I've just got to see more for me to say, okay, cool. Like, yeah, is a feature. At the moment, if you ask me, is it going to have like many England caps? I'm not going to say that because he's only had like 10 good games. Like, and the way this generation works.
You're really saying only 10 though? Are you really saying only 10?
He hasn't started. What? 10,
Owen's been good for the whole season.
He's been okay from the start
and last season.
He's been good for the whole season.
I wouldn't say. I watched West Ham at the beginning of the season. It wasn't one of those like shining players at the beginning of the season, but I'm not saying it was poor. But last 10-15 games, Jay has been great. But if anyone that scores goals, because I watched him the other day, I'm not trying to discredit the guy, but I watched what game did they play the other game? Who did they play? Oh, that was at home. Who was it?
So they beat Watford at home 1-0 and he scored.
Yeah, but it was poor that game. I watched the whole game. It was poor.
Yeah. And he can have that because I watched Declan and Declan.
So many games, Salah's invisible.
No,
then
I'm
just pops off with goals.
This is not the point. This is not my point. I'm not trying to discredit the guy, but I'm just trying to say I've seen him play. So a player like that where, like, I can understand if it's a top player that we expect to do well, but a player that is not expected to be in this limelight and he's doing well, I want to see it more. I want to see more. I just don't want to see like 10, 15 games of it and then, okay, oh, cool. All of a sudden, everyone forget about him. Or yeah, it was never that great anyway. Let him do more. And then, yeah, like, fair enough. I say the World Cup is coming up, given the experience he needs. And if those players that we do expect to go to the World Cup, I'm not playing well, let the boy go. Like, there's no, like let him go. There should be no question about it. But I don't want to get caught up in the hype. Okay, yeah, he's been doing great. I'm not denying. But I've watched him. I don't watch West Ham all the time. The game I've watched West Ham play against Watford, it was poor that game, and that's the only example I can give. But it was there to score the goal.
Yeah, what I like about Jarrod Bowen, one last point is he ain't just, when I watch him play, he ain't just a goal scorer because he's not the clear. He's not like, his ratio is not like 1 and 2, and he's playing from the wide positions, isn't it? But what I like about Jarrod Bowen is he offers so much more. I mean, no one runs harder than him out there, and he's nice and tidy on the football. He makes clever moves. They got nice players behind Antonio, innit? Pablo Fornals, Ben Rama, Lanzini, and they're all nice, clever little footballers, and they're cute. And what I like about Jarrod is, out of all those ones I mentioned, he's the one I'd say, and he can get you a goal on a more frequent basis than Ben Rama, than Pablo, than Lanzini. So I like that about him. I like that his game isn't just, I'm a wide man, I just get goals. No, he's not really a wide man. He can get involved and he can score. So I would love to see Gareth pick him, and whether he starts or not, he ain't gonna start ahead of my boy BS7. but you know, he can get in the squad. Obviously, Mason Greenwood ain't getting in no future squads. Rashford ain't getting in. Rashford shouldn't be nowhere near that squad, if you ask me. So yeah, I big him up, man. Declan needs some West Ham friends anyway, man.
Yeah, he should get rewarded for his current form. Lastly, on West Ham, before we move off West Ham, Kurt Zouma, what you guys saying about Kurt situation at the moment? So he obviously didn't. He played the first game, but he didn't play yesterday's game because they said he got
ill
sick.
in the warm-up.
Yeah, in a warm-up. I don't know whether that was planned before the game or not, but I've never really heard a player that's ill before the warm-up, and you wouldn't know that was ill before the actual game.
No, apparently he was ill during the week though.
Oh, during the week. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, apparently
Cool.
he was ill during the week, so it was touch and go if he was going to play.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so let's just touch on the whole situation, because obviously that's been the talking point of the Premier League over the last week or so. When you guys first heard it, what was your first thought of it, and what was your thought of it right now?
Do you want to go out there, or do you want me to go ahead?
You can go.
So I'm gonna touch on who I feel about the point first. I just want to say, I take back me and Gareth going into the boxing ring. I would like to invite Graham Souness into a boxing ring so I can knock his lights out, because I heard what Graham Souness had to say about it, and he's so irresponsible with his words. And I still don't understand how he's employed by Sky Sports. The guy said that if he wouldn't want to be in a changing room with Kurt Zouma, and he doesn't think that he should be allowed to play again this season for an issue that West Ham have handled internally. They fined the boy 2 weeks' wages, coming up to £250,000. Yeah, the RSPCA, whether they took the cats away or Zouma gave his cats to them, for me, the issue is disgusting, and no one condones that. It's stupid what he done, and it's even doubly stupid that it was recorded by his brother, allegedly. Our favorite word, allegedly. So no one can condone that act. No one can condone that. It's fucking stupid, yeah. But West Ham Football Club will deal with their employee the way they deem fit, and they have done that. He has done something wrong, and he has been reprimanded. For me, it's the end of the situation. It's the end of the situation for me. Simple as I don't see how all this Chris Kirkland saying he should be sacked and it's worse than racism. Anybody that hasn't experienced racism first, I shouldn't speak on it anyway in that shape or form. Yeah, one. And two, there's no way he should be sacked for what he done. When players have done other shit as well, I'm not even going to go into that. And they ain't even considered sacking them. So for me, Zuma's done something stupid away from football. His club's reprimanded him. And David Moyes, like I tweeted, David Moyes has been around the block a long time. He's managed a lot of football games. He's an experienced manager. And if he felt that dealing with it that way by playing the boy and having a word with him behind the scenes and playing him was how he deemed fit, then who are we to disagree with that? And no problems with it, bro.
Got it.
Yeah, I'm the same as Ham, in all honesty. I'm not trying. The shameful thing is that I don't want to relate it to racism, right? I would like to be able to discuss it on its own. But what Zouma did was wrong, right? My view generally is that people are different. I'm not an animals person, but people are different. And I feel as if you should allow people to be who they are, as long as what they're doing isn't morally wrong. And obviously what he's done is morally wrong. Like his behavior was morally wrong, which no one should make excuses for that whatsoever. But I also agree that he's being punished, right? In terms of the fine, he's going to have people abusing him all the time, all of this stuff. He's been dropped by Adidas, right?
Yeah. And Vitali are not sponsoring West Ham no more because of it.
And that's it. So all of that, it's just a shame, because I don't want to have to refer it back to it, because you wouldn't think to compare it to racism if the stance on racism was taken stronger.
Yeah.
But for me to see all the energy that everyone's putting into this, it's like, so where is this energy when human beings are being mistreated because of like the color of their skin? They didn't do nothing. But you can't take the same stance. Sponsorship deals are not going, all of that stuff. But now that you've set this level, you set the standard, there's nothing there's no going back.
Yeah, the president's been set now, so yeah.
That's it. Because to be honest, even if someone tells me shut up, I'm expecting their sponsorship deal to go now. Like, I understand people should be punished, but I think you need to measure it. So Zouma has been treated the same way as Mason Greenwood, that is allegedly up for rape, attempted murder, and GBH. They've equated those two. It's a bit, yeah. Apart from the fact that he can still play, but it's yeah. Suarez got off with 8 games, and people wanted to die because he had to miss 8 games.
Liverpool wore T-shirts supporting him, bro.
Yeah. So it's a bit hard. It's a bit hard to take, but without a doubt, I'm not defending what he did. It's not right whatsoever.
Bro, all West Ham had to do is, sorry to cut you out, then I'll let you go straight after, is they fined him 2 weeks' wages, yeah? They're taking the cats away. Bro, just send him on a little course, animal awareness course. You know what I'm saying? Let him do it, whether he goes there or do it on Zoom. I don't really care. I don't really care. Let him learn about how to treat animals better, and then donate, I don't know, 10% of his salary to RSPCA or to donate it to someone else. And then let's move on. Let's move on. That's what we do with racism, right? We slap people on the wrists and we say, don't be naughty. Don't do that again. because there's nations out here that are abusing players and they're getting a 1-game stadium ban, an 85k fine. It doesn't even amount to anything that Zouma had to pay for this.
Yeah. Facts.
I agree. Obviously, there's not much to touch on. I think both of you covered it already. I just think consistency is key. They just got to be consistent with this, like, punishments, man. I thought Adidas was like, look, they got to do what they've got to do, but they're dead wrong. But like, now I want to see that same energy if anyone else was acting appropriately. As I said, we're not here condoning what he's done, but Adidas, especially with like the president they've set now, I'd love to see what they do next time someone else like acting appropriately. So and the last thing is just touching on like Jamie Carragher thing. I mean, sorry, not Jamie Carragher. Graham Souness. It's hard not to compare, but then he's saying he won't want to be in a changing room with Graham Zouma, but he's all right working with a guy that's spat on a child.
Yeah.
It's
spot on.
It just doesn't make sense, honestly. Like, I don't want to be in a changing room with Zouma, but it's all right working. You got a child of your own, bro.
I don't want to be in a changing room with someone that kicks cats, but I don't mind working with someone that spits at little defenseless girls.
Like, come on. Like, it's just like people just need to calm down. Idiot, in this world, it's as if like you have to be perfect in this world. Like the generation that we live in, like we're not condoning what is done, but you got to understand, bro. Like, not to be religious with things. Our Creator brought us in this world. We ask for forgiveness all the time. We expect God to forgive us, but we can't expect any other human being to forgive us like an individual. It just doesn't make sense, bro. Like, it's just so like, yeah. I don't know, man. But I have nothing else to touch on.
Big up Mikel Antonio, though, man.
Oh yeah,
I loved it, bro. I love what he said. I love that he left them with that question.
Yeah,
and he drove off.
Like, it takes a lot to do that. That's bravery at another level, because you know how it is, man. You say something, you defend someone, everybody jumps on you. It's
the conversations the West Ham boys would have been having in the changing rooms, in their private WhatsApps, talking to each other individually. And some of them will be like, yeah, you know what? I don't know if I want to align myself with Kurt. And some of them would have been like, listen, he's bang wrong for what he done. But listen, I'm a black man. I see fellow black people getting racially abused and they're getting slaps on the wrist and nothing's been done about it. So what, is a cat's life more important than a black person's life?
It's a shame. It's a shame we have to go there, but it's unavoidable.
Yeah, no,
unavoidable.
Trust me. Like, you rather treat the isolate the incident away from like racism, but you have to compare it at times, because when people are going overboard with it, honestly, it's too much. Lastly, let's quickly touch. We don't have long left, so just quick word on Chelsea winning the World Club Championship. What's your guys' thoughts on it?
I don't give a shit about that.
Yeah, what was it? What's left?
I'll quickly before we move on. We want to move on to Champions League. I called Ade. Yeah. So normally I don't watch trophy ceremonies no more. I ain't watching a long time. After watching Chelsea's one, yeah, it was by accident. I would turn it down by accident. I realized, they're picking up the trophy. But I called Ade. I said, I missed this, man.
It's been a while. It's been a while for you guys. It's been a while.
I miss this feeling, man. But
it's been about 5 years. It's been a while.
It looks like it's gonna take longer than man. All right, quickly. Let's just we don't have long left. Let's touch on the Champions League. We got the big game this week. We got
Hey, you might be lifting that trophy soon, Tom.
Shut up, man.
Bro, you said it's been a while, isn't it? You might be lifting that trophy soon.
Bro, stop kicking the man while he's down, man.
You gotta have faith. You gotta have faith. It's the hope that kills us.
Cool. All right, let's Champions League, the big game. PSG. I just want quick predictions, guys. I think the rest is quite straightforward. Liverpool, who's Liverpool playing against? Inter, right?
Inter, yeah.
We expect Liverpool to beat Inter, right?
Yeah, you would expect it. You would expect it.
And Man City, we expect Man City to win, and we expect Bayern Munich to win too, basically. So it's the PSG Real Madrid game. What are you guys' thoughts on it?
Is Benzema going to be fit?
He didn't play on Saturday.
Yeah, that's a big part of it. He's going to play. He's going to play.
Yeah, I think he probably rested him on Saturday because of not rested him, but he probably didn't risk him on Saturday because of tomorrow. I think he might get back, he might not. But let's assume Benzema's fit. Let's assume Benzema's fit.
I think 2-1 PSG.
First leg, yeah.
Yeah.
But who do you think goes? Who do you think goes through in that leg?
Who do you think goes through?
Overall?
Yeah. I got PSG. I just think PSG's individual brilliance. Mbappe is just on fire at the moment, like super fire, super fire, like blazing hot fire. What he's been doing recently, bro. And I just think, individual. I mean, yeah. So I'm gonna tip PSG to not go out in the last 16.
Are they overall?
I think PSG might do it. But I think the interesting part of the game is actually going to be in the center of the park. I think whoever if PSG get the center of the park correct, they'll win. If they don't, Real Madrid will beat them. I think that's where it's going to be won. Forget the stars at the top of the pitch. If they don't have the right personnel, I don't think PSG will go through. But Poch should have common sense. I'll go just PSG. Just about.
Is Neymar fit? Neymar fit?
They're saying he might play.
He trained the other day, so we'll see if he makes the first leg or second leg. But he trained the other.
All right, based on everyone being fit, I'm going with Madrid. You know, I think Madrid might beat them. I think Madrid just know how. It's not. I think they'll just know how to win the game. They'll know how to grind out the result. I just don't think PSG are disciplined enough, especially with the top three just walking around.
Yeah, I just don't trust. There's no way I can watch a team and say I trust Militao and David Alaba at the back against the front three that's PSG's got going against them. So
yeah, no,
that's why
fair
I
enough.
give PSG the edge.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. But I think Real Madrid are. I think that they probably have the know-how of winning games like this, man. So I'll take Madrid. We'll see anyway. We'll see how it goes. First leg will probably determine a lot. If it's a close game within the first leg, I'll still definitely stick with Madrid, but we'll see how the first leg goes. Cool.
And the game that matters most, United Atletico. What we saying, boys?
That's next week.
Far away.
That's far away.
Far away.
That next time.
We ain't trying to think about
tomorrow's
worries are tomorrow, bro.
You calm down. Calm down.
Why am I going to be stressing myself today?
Yeah. worry about Brighton first.
Exactly.
Brighton and Leeds, and then we come. Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. I was popping my cherry too quick. It's like one of them boys that's gone hotel for Valentine's today. You spent all the money, bought all the presents, booked the 5-star hotel. 2 minutes in, what's that? Oh, babe.
Oh. I'm tired.
Oh.
It's been a long day.
It's Monday. I had work today, babe. Man.
All right, cool. Thank people for listening. Please make sure you subscribe. What's that noise, Ham? Calm down. Is that you?
No, it's not me.
Oh, cool. Thanks for listening. People, please make sure you subscribe, comment, and like. Follow us at Red Divided, Twitter, and Insta. Anything else you want to add, boys, before we go?
Happy Valentine's Day, you filthy mother.
Nothing from me.
All right, cool. We out. Peace.
Safe.